We live? Looks like it. Okay, now we're live. It's just funny because like it says live and it starts counting up, and then it resets. So I never know when we're live until it goes back to the counting again. Anyway, welcome to another Thursday night edition of Chad's Beer Reviews. Just got out of my cybersecurity class, and if you saw my, I always forget to disconnect. Move. There we go. The stream's current bitrate is 0. Lower. Yeah, I would think so. Alright, we got a good connection now. Alright, after all that rigmarole, let's get into the beer. This is Mikkeller Beer Geek Brunch. 10.9% ABV. Imperial stout brewed with coffee. Now, this is the one that they make in San Diego. I remember hearing about this beer like almost 10 years ago. I just looked it up on my Chad's Beer Reviews website, which is still around, but I haven't updated it in like months. I really should. This one, I think it used to be called Beer Geek Breakfast Weasel, because there's a Beer Geek Breakfast and there's like a bacon breakfast, or at least back in 2011 there was. I don't know if there still is. But it's like, you know, Imperial stouts with coffee and like oatmeal and stuff. And this one, according to Untappd, I just looked up on their website, they use that Vietnamese coffee that in order to make it, it's like where they feed the coffee beans to weasels or civet cats or whatever, and then they have to poop it out, and then they roast the coffee beans. So apparently that's the deal with this one, or at least it was. So anyways, let's get into it here. It's been a long day. I could really use this. So yeah, classic coffee stout aroma. Although this is actually a little bit more chocolatey than coffee. Yeah, I mean lots of plenty of coffee here. I mean, this smells like you're walking into like a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts, you know. But at the same time, there's like a sweetness here. I don't know if like there's vanilla beans or chocolate added, or it's probably just the maltiness, you know, lovely roasty character. I was getting like a hint of citrus too. I mean, we're in San Diego, so they're probably using, you know, some classic West Coast style hops, maybe some Citra. But yeah, it smells good. As far as appearance, really, really dark brown color. Probably looks black on camera. You know, it's like a cup of black coffee. And there was about a finger of head there. Kind of fizzled away. If you saw the thumbnail, you might have seen it before it fizzled away. So let's dive in here. Cheers. Yeah. You know, my impression as far the flavor is very, very similar to my impression of the nose, because I said it actually smells more sweet than coffee, and it tastes more sweet too. So I am getting like kind of like a vanilla or chocolate flavor here. Again, I don't know if they put vanilla or chocolate in here, but I'm certainly tasting something like that. It's not a it doesn't taste like a candy bar. So it's not like milk chocolate, and it's not super, surprisingly, it's not super bitter either. You know, so it's not bitter. It's not like, you know, Belgian dark chocolate or baker's chocolate or anything like that. So a lot of the bitterness here is coming from the coffee. I would not call it like all that particularly hoppy of a beer. I mean, it's plenty hoppy because, I mean, it's 10.9%, so you gotta have some hops to balance out the maltiness there. But I'm trying, like, you know, like Marshall Zukov and some other like really great Imperial stouts where it's like you can really, really taste those hops. Not so much here. Yeah, so it's like a chocolatey vanilla kind of flavor. I guess you could call this like almost like a mocha. Leo is he ate a bunch of catnip and now he's passed on the floor. Um, he's finally come of age on catnip. Up until like basically just now, like he could care less about it, and like now he got a little bit of it, and now he's going crazy for it. Speaking of cats, if you look at this label, it's a guy holding a cat, and he also had another beer called Awful Gato, which means gato is Spanish for cat. So I guess Mikkeller really likes that. You know, let me pour the rest of this so you guys can see the color. Yeah, see how it is like a really deep brown. Yeah, it looks like black coffee. And you know, there's like a little bit of foam there. Might be able to hear it. Somebody's texting me. I'll see it after this review. And remember, there's about a 7 to 10 second delay between what I'm saying and the time it actually shows up on YouTube. Back to the beer. So, palate here seems a little simple. I mean, it's just like dark stout with a coffee flavor, but it's not like super intense. I think there's again, like I said on the nose, like there's a little bit of citrusy hops. I think there's like a little bit of a citrusy hop flavor too, which I believe like in Italy or whatever, with espresso they squirt lemon juice or tangerine or grapefruit or something like that into it, which might account for it. So, but yeah, the coffee's pretty strong here, and it's nice because like, well, yeah, like I said, it has like a vanilla flavor to it, but I would not call this like. Well, I mean, it's a sweet beer, yes, but it's not like sickly sweet. It's not like Southern Tier chocolate or, you know, some of those like super sweet beers. I mean, because you got the coffee to balance it out. But I will say that the coffee here, first of all, it is not anything special. Like this just tastes like many other coffee stouts that I've had over the years. And there's like a kind of like a dark fruit, like a grape cherry kind of flavor going. I think that's probably from the alcohol. It's 10.9 plus, you know, all that malt base too would account for some fruitiness. And like, yeah, they're like the coffee does linger, so it has like kind of like a coffee aftertaste. But I mean, this tastes like, again, because I'm getting a vanilla flavor here, it tastes like, I mean, like the way I take my coffee is I usually put like a bunch of sugar and a bunch of creamer in there. So that's kind of how this is coming off. As like almost like, you know, it's like, I like the Imperial stouts or like the coffee stouts, I should say, where it tastes more like black coffee, where like you just like taste that raw coffee flavor and not like all these additives and stuff. Mouthfeel on this one is very thick. I would say this is like straight up full bodied, and also the carbonation is kind of on the low end. I mean, it doesn't feel flat or. I mean, it's funny because usually when beers are low in carbonation, they start to feel watery or thin. This is the opposite. Like it's, you know, it has like a real thick, kind of luscious mouthfeel, very coating, but it's not spastic. And not that it should be. I mean, usually super strong beers don't really need a lot of carbonation. Why? You have to ask a professional brewer about that. If I had a John Palmer or a Charlie Papazian book, I could probably look it up and explain it. But as you can see, I got rid of all those books a long time ago. I think it's been, well, at least a year, if not 2 years, since all my beer books went bye-bye. Anyway, I'm rambling, so let's wrap up here with the Mikkeller Beer Geek Brunch. By the way, I got this on TAVOUR. Oh, how much was it? I think it was expensive. No, it was actually fairly cheap. It was only 2 full 16-ounce cans for $11. So that's $5.50 a can. That's like, I think that's cheaper than what you would pay like if you're at a bar. So yeah, nice, solid two spec for the most part, like Imperial Stout base. And as far as adding the coffee, like, yeah, I mean, it works also as a spice herb vegetable, but it's not like amazing. Maybe back in 2010 or 2011 when this first came out, it might have been. I mean, to me, this is just drinking like, I think this beer is just way bigger than it needs to be. 10.9% didn't really need to be that big. I mean, like eight would have been fine, I think. I just think like there's probably a lot more that they could have done, because to me the palate is like a little bit simple. It's just like stout, coffee. That's about it. I don't know. I just feel like more could have been done. I'm not saying it's a bad beer. I like it, and I'm glad I got two of them, and I'll share the next one with someone. But I just can say that I've had better coffee stouts, both regular and Imperial. Like Southern Tier Java, which I don't know if they still make, but that one was always one of my favorites. Or even Trogu's Java Head, that's a good one. And actually, man, I haven't plugged this in a long time. Remember this book that I co-wrote that came out in 2014? There's a whole chapter just on coffee stouts. Let me see. 208. Yep, here we go. Bell's Java Stout. Java Head. That's Trogu's. Let's see. Dogfish Head Chicory. No, I'm never a huge fan of that one. Let's see here. Lagunitas, Black Mocha. A lot of these beers are from breweries that I don't even know if they're around anymore. Black Damnation 2 Mocha Bomb. I don't know. Did we put Southern Tier Java in here? I guess a lot of these are called Java. New Glarus Coffee Stout, Nils Oscar Coffee Stout. I didn't write every single review in here, so there's a lot of beers from like the Midwest and the West Coast I just couldn't get. Yeah, that's about it. I would really love to do a second edition of this book. So if my publisher is watching, hit me up and let me know. You know what beer is missing out of this book is Founders KVS, which at the time was probably my all-time favorite beer. I still get it. I still get at least one bottle every year, and it's just not quite as good as it used to be. But anyway, I'm going very long. Oh, as far as rating, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 4, maybe 4.25 for this beer. I don't think I could go higher than 4.25. I don't really think I could go lower than 3.75. I mean, I will say the drinkability is like a little low on this because it's so thick-bodied, like it's so intense. It's just. I will say the alcohol is fairly tame. I mean, I can tell drinking it. It goes. I can feel it already. This is a really strong beer at 10.9. But again, like I said, I don't think it needed to be that strong. Like, it's not really gaining anything by being that super strong. So, yeah, Mikkeller, if you're watching, good beer, but doesn't need to be. You don't have to go. You don't have to swing for the fences. A ground rule double would be fine. All right, so I am being very silly. If you're still watching, you are awesome. Remember to sign up for TAVOUR with my link below. And thanks for watching. Remember to hit that bell icon so that you know when I go live, so you can watch it while I'm shooting it live and chime in instead of watching it on the replay. So, all right. So thanks for watching, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow.